My journey is a journey that has been very strange, very odd. I come to you as a desperate man. I come to you as a man that has seen a vision that has taken me a long time to get my hands around. See, my life was a life of destiny. My life was a life that was destined by my father. My father is my hero, and my father is also the person that brought the demons inside of me that I'm dealing with right now. See, I am someone that was destined for greatness. I am someone that was predetermined at birth that I was going to be the best at something better than anybody else ever did. So as I stand before you in this moment of weakness, telling you about the things that I did, the problems that I had, and how I finally come to grips that I need help, I need to go back. I need to tell you, where did this come from? Why am I even here? And it's a simple story, and I'll just give you one example. It kind of encapsulates who I am and what I have to go through. My father, his name was Press. And Press was a coach. He was a career basketball coach. And Daddy worked for high schools, and eventually he got his dream of working as a college basketball coach. And as a young boy, we moved around. We moved from North Carolina, South Carolina, and eventually to Louisiana. And all of it was chasing Daddy's dream. But Daddy's dream changed. Daddy's dream changed from him being a coach to me being the greatest. When I was born with a basketball in my hand. I was born daily with reminders of how great I would be. Mama was completely ignored. Mama wasn't even a part of this conversation. It was more about Press and Pete. Together, trying to achieve greatness as one. So as we move around, a story that is vivid in my mind is when Daddy was a coach at Clemson University, which is in South Carolina. I was 9 years old. It was a Saturday. I get woken up at 6 o'clock in the morning from Daddy, and he says, "Pete, get dressed. I got to get in the day with North Carolina State. You need to come with me." As a young boy, my life has been to follow my father. My life has been my dream to go with him to a game. I've never been able to go on the road. He didn't trust me enough, and I was too young in his eyes. So when I got this opportunity, all I thought of was, this is finally my chance. I finally get to go see what this is all like, what he does for a living on the road. I've gone to practice, but I've never really seen, a bus trip. I've never been able to go on the bus with the boys. Never been able to go in the locker room on the road and see kind of the feelings that they have before they're going and playing against people that don't really like them. So I get dressed. Eat a little bit of breakfast. Mama gives me a sack lunch, and just tells me, make sure that I eat this, don't lose it, so I can, make sure that I have energy for the long day. We get to the Coliseum where Clemson plays, where the players are meeting. It's about 7:30. Bus leaves at 8. So I've got butterflies in my stomach. I'm so excited. I feel like the guys coming in and all pat me on the back because I'm not one of them. They see me almost every day. And Daddy goes into the locker room, he talks to them, and they get their stuff, get their bags, get everything. And as he comes back out, it's about 5 till 8 now, and he hands me a piece of paper. On this piece of paper is just stuff written front to back. There's just tons of different things, all dealing with basketball. And I look at it and I just see ball handling, 1 through 10, passing, 1 through 10, shooting 1 through 20. It says repeat. Then at the back, it says repeat at least 5 times. And then after those 5 times, it gives me 10 more things that I need to do. And I said, "Daddy, what is this?" He said, "Well, son, you didn't think you were going to go, did you?" And the tears started to roll up in my eyes because I'm so frustrated and mad that I don't get to go. He said, "Pete, here's what you're going to do. We're going to go. And the game starts at 12 o'clock. We'll be back by 7. You will be here by the time I get back. You're not leaving. And 8 in the morning till 7 o'clock at night, my job was to stay in that Coliseum and go through Daddy's sheet over and over and over again." And I'm angry. I'm mad. They're gone. I'm sitting at half court, no lights on in the gym, sunlight's the only thing that you can see, kind of reflecting off of the baskets, off of the glass backboard that we just put in a week ago. And I'm angry. And I just sit there for a half an hour. And I wondered, why is he doing this to me? Why is Daddy doing all this to me? Why is he forcing me to do things instead of allowing me to be with him and see what he does? So finally I said, fine, if I've got to be here until 7, I might as well go through all this stuff. So I get the sheet, I get my ball, lace up my shoes. So I put my lunch mama gave me over in the stands and the bleachers. And I start going through it. And I look at the sheet and I go, all right, here we go, ball here, 1 through 10. I go through all the exercises that he wants me to go through. And the thing that's funny, as you do this for a long time, and as you see things for a long time, you understand where different spots on the floor are. You understand where dead spots are. As you dribble a basketball, you get an understanding of where to dribble, where not to dribble, where to go, and then if you dribble in a certain spot, the ball dies. 9-year-old kid, I already know, where all these things are. So we go through that. That 10, that section of 10 that he gives me, that takes me an hour. Because it's, predicated on minutes of work for each thing that he has. And I go to passing, and I go through all that. And in the moments that I'm doing this, and again, I did it with the lights off on purpose because of vision. I wanted to make sure my vision was good. That's what I'm talking about. So the thing is as I go through all this stuff, my driving force is my father. My driving force is my anger. My driving force is why couldn't I go to this thing with him, that he had said that I could go to eventually. Okay, so what I do through this passing stuff is I do it against the wall. And that wall becomes my father's face. Whether it's bounce passes, chest passes, passes behind the back, whatever, every time I'm slamming the ball against the wall, it's my daddy's face that I'm hitting harder and harder and harder and harder as I go through this. And you can hear the echoes. And the echoes start really, really lightly. And the echoes get louder and louder as I get more angry. Okay, then I do that for an hour. And I'm shooting for an hour. Okay, by the time I'm done with all this, I was done pouting for a half an hour. It's about 11:30 or 12 o'clock. So I get Mama's sack lunch. I open it up. I eat all that stuff. Then I look at Daddy's sheet and it says repeat, and I do it all over again. Now, the thing to keep in mind, as I stand before you, is that this is just one story of how my life was. When I keep thinking about that day, the one thing that I'm reminded of is something that Daddy told me. He said, by the time I get back, I should see calluses on your hand, and I should see blood somewhere on your body. That if you don't work hard enough to where you're exerting enough energy where things are coming out of you, blood is coming out of you, if you're not sweating, you're not getting your blood in this game, then you're not going to be as good as you should be. So as I did ball handling drills, my hope was I was hitting the ball hard enough to where you could see the calluses. And one thing that I look at, and I remember, it's late afternoon, sun starts to go down, again, dark gym. And you see reflections, and you see how the sun has changed from the backboard. Now it's kind of off in the back bleacher to where it's just the only light I have is coming from a reflection from a wall off of a corner bleacher. And I'm sweating, and I just wipe my hands on my shirt. And after I do that, I bend down to get the ball, and I look down, and there's blood everywhere. And I'm the happiest kid in the world. I drop the ball, I start running around the gym. I'm so happy because I'm bleeding, because I know my father's going to be proud of me. My father's going to love the work that I did for him. Because that's what I thought, I did this for him. Because all I wanted him to do was love me. All I wanted him to do was to be proud of me. So maybe this is something that I can do in order to get what I wanted. So 7 o'clock hits, and I'm dead tired. I've gone through this thing 3 times. And by the time that he gets in there, I'm drenched with sweat. I've got blood all over my hands. I have, like I said, blood on the shirt, all those different things. And he walks in, and he tells me, he said, son, please do your hand. I show my hand. He doesn't even give him any emotion at all. And he said, it's Let me feel your hand. Here's my hand. You see that I'm sweating. And let me see the sheet. And I had crossed off